Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. For those of you who are new to the channel, I'm Johnny Mac, and for those of you that are returning subscribers, welcome back. Over here, you'll see that I have my wall of gratitude for the past 100 subscribers that have joined this past month. If you want to see your name up there on that wall, smash that subscribe button and hit a like on this video if you like what you see and you want to see more from me. And also, to be notified, make sure that you hit that notification bell. So today we're going to be going over the post from the developers about the server transfers. It's a little bit of bad news, unfortunately, but make sure that you stay to the end of the video. I'm going to be providing my perspective, in which I haven't seen, heard, or read this perspective anywhere in the New World community. So let's go ahead and get on into it. Alright, so let's go ahead and just jump right into it, shall we? Let's go ahead and go over the actual post. It says, "Greetings, adventurers. Our team has been working incredibly hard to get this feature tested to a place where we are confident that it will perform exactly as intended. While we want everyone to find their long-term home in Aeternum as soon as possible, we also want to ensure that the process is seamless and ready for everyone to use. During our testing, we uncovered some edge cases where the transfer experience does not meet our standards for its release. This means that we will be taking some extra time to get these issues resolved before we feel comfortable giving everyone their free transfer token." Now, what's interesting about that statement is it says edge cases where it does not meet our standards. So what I'm assuming is that similar to other games that have had issues with server transfers or, things of the like, probably missing some items, or gear is not being transferred over appropriately, or missing money or something like that. So I'd say that they're trying to hash that out. Now, I have heard a common viewpoint in the community is that this really should have been a feature that was included from the very beginning. It just kind of shows that the level of expectation and experience doesn't quite mesh up. Were they hoping that the game was going to do as well as what it is? Yes, absolutely, they were hoping. Did they expect it? I think maybe they were planning for the worst, but at the same time, one can argue that the server capacities with the cap of 2,500 or 2,000, I can't remember which, I don't know if they've rolled it back or if they've, just kept it at 2,500, is abysmally low, and this has been a huge point of contention with the community. And it's understandable because the game plays ultra well. It's super smooth, especially with the large scale PvP and everything in the environment that's rendering. You can't have a super large, server cap, but 2,500, it's still pretty low, but either way. So back to the original post. Keep everyone updated and ensure players know what to expect. We want to answer some of the top questions we've seen about the server transfers and how they'll work. How do I transfer my character? You need to log into your character, which means waiting in any applicable queues. That's kind of terrible. Go to the in-game store where there will be a new tab to claim your character transfer token, which you only get one, guys, just one, for free anyway. This is going to be a paid service, so expect that. You need to leave your company, so if you're in a company, you have to leave it. You need to remove any active trading post sales or sale or buy orders, so you have to deactivate everything that's on the trading post. Your character must be located in a sanctuary, such as a settlement or outpost, so you got to make sure that you're in town, basically. And what comes with me when I transfer? You'll keep your character progression, level, weapon mastery titles, all that good stuff. You'll keep your faction alliance and all progress. You'll keep your inventory and storage. You'll keep all of your money. That's a big one, obviously. You'll keep your houses and housing decorations, and you'll keep all quest progress. So pretty much everything's standard there that you would come to expect from a server, transfer process. I think if they said, oh, by the way, this is all going to be wiped if you transfer, there would definitely be an uproar. So nothing new there, guys. What does not transfer with your character? Your company membership, which needs to be determined before transferring, and it will not transfer over. It's because it's a new server, so forth and so on, so that's to be expected. Active trading posts sell orders. I think that's pretty redundant because they literally just told you that you had to deactivate any of your sell or buy orders. Why they even mentioned that, I have no idea. Oh yeah, your friends list, which is world specific. it will not transfer over either. That one I think is kind of, I don't think that bothers a lot of people. So, I think people would come to expect that with a server transfer, but that's just me. Where can I move my character to? Now, I've seen many videos and I've also seen many posts. This is, a matter of heated contention as well. You can move your character to any world in your region except you cannot move your character to a full world. That's kind of common sense to a certain degree. And this is where I see both sides of the story. There's a lot of people that, say for instance, they wanted to create a character on Asmongold's server because they, want to play with him, or any, content creator or streamer for that matter. Maybe they had their friends and everybody was like, hey, we're going to follow this streamer around. Well, now they can no longer do that. And it's a good possibility that they might even be disjointed, right? There might be some of those friends on that server and there might be some that are not. So there's a very sticky conundrum right now, right? So you cannot move your character to a full world, and you cannot move your character to a world that is a maintenance, obviously. And you cannot move your character to a world set that you have an existing character in already. Once again, those are all common sense. Obviously, since you can't create multiple characters on the same world, why should you be able to transfer to the same thing, right? Will there be opportunities to transfer again if I choose the wrong world? The world my friends chose filled up, or I regret choosing the world I transferred to. So, this is where things get sticky, guys, right here. So transferring again will require an additional token. Our team will continue monitoring world populations, queue times, and will evaluate the need for an additional wave of server transfer tokens to be given out for free. After we are sure players have had plenty of time to find the right server for them, we will later make server transfer tokens available for purchase in the store. We will give notice ahead of time when tokens are changing to a paid service. We know that server transfers are highly anticipated, and we are working diligently to provide the best possible experience for you. We appreciate your patience and anticipate transfers will be available next week. Every applicable resource has been working on this and will continue until done at quality. So all very, very interesting stuff. So now here's where an interesting perspective comes into play. So they did cover the base and say, hey, they're looking into the future and they're saying there might be an issue with the server transfers, and there is. Issue number one is that, there probably is going to be some mass exoduses from various servers. It's going to happen. The scary part is that when these server transfers are initiated, there exists the possibility of a server becoming a ghost town or becoming very unbalanced. So be prepared, guys. And this isn't going to be my only point. So prepare for, like I said, a total imbalance between the factions on various servers. So this could end up being very, very interesting. And if there becomes a faction imbalance, it's going to take some time for that balance to restore. So it's going to create some opportunities for some various factions, like say for instance, if the Marauders all of a sudden have a mass exodus of companies over to a new server, then that leaves you with the other two factions warring it out, right? So there's going to be an imbalance there, but it's going to create an opportunity for those other two factions. Now, what's very interesting, and this is something that I've been touching on and planning on building upon on my channel, is I'm going to be talking a lot about the economy of New World. So since it's a player-driven economy, a lot of these servers are still going through stabilization processes, right? Supply and demand being met properly. Everybody's still trying to level and get to end game, at least as what they consider their end game, right? Some, treat the end game as it starts at level 60. I myself, taking the term from Brian at Ginger Prime, and it's kind of slowly becoming a motto on this channel. For me, end game starts at level 1, right? So I've been focusing a lot on working the trading post and also farming up materials and stuff like that to generate revenue. So to me, that's my end game. Getting to max level isn't really important to me right now. But what's interesting is that when these server transfers occur, expect a big destabilization in the economy. these player-driven economies, you know, in a lot of ways, they're kind of like the real world market, right? So if you have all these server transfers, you're going to have fresh new worlds where I'm sure there's going to be plenty of companies that are going to be like, hey, let's go ahead and transfer over to this new server because everything's going to be fresh. We can go and we can claim some territory. We can start, you know, capitalizing on market prices. They're already experienced, and there's still a lot of new players coming to the game. So a lot of them are completely inexperienced, and they're going to be, you know, buying some of these mats, and it's going to create a lot of new opportunities for more established players. So those servers are going to be going through, you know, the growing pains with the player-driven economy, and all the servers that are going to be losing players are going to be once again going through like this moderate infancy stage, right? So even now, even on some of the legacy servers, what I would consider legacy servers, meaning the servers that were up first and have a large population of 60s, you know, they're still going through that growing phase and that stabilization, you know, phase where prices are becoming normalized, supply and demand is evening out. So it's going to be really, it's going to be a really dynamic time with these server transfers. I'm a little bit nervous because of that particular aspect. It's going to create some chaos, and I hope that no server becomes a ghost town and becomes incredibly unbalanced. And that's something that I think that we all should look at whenever we're talking about, you know, the long-term effects of these server transfers. So it's going to be interesting to see exactly what happens, guys. Let me know what you guys think. You know, do you agree with my perspective? Do you see it as being an issue? Do you have any potential solutions that, you know, if someone happens to, you know, be looking high up and they're monitoring the community and they happen to see this video? What do you guys think would be a good solution for this conundrum? Because it's going to be an issue. It's just a matter of how big of an issue it's going to be. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget, if you like this video, smash that like button. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see your name up on the credit board. I would greatly appreciate it. It helps my channel out a lot, and it's an easy and free way to support my work. And as always, guys, the end game starts at level 1. See you in the new world.